So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Love of Paul McGrath podcast for Team Sheet Tantrum. And I don't know where Neil is, so it's just me for the moment. But he said he was on the way, so the team is out. So I said I better go live and chat to you guys. Thanks everybody for joining us. Huge game. Let's go through the starting lineup. All changed by the looks of it. Martinez in goal, Garcia, Desassi, Mings, Matson, Onana, Asensio, Tielemans, Malen, Rodgers, and Watkins. So there you go. I have literally put Marcus Rashford into my fantasy football team today, and that's what happens. But there you go. So, yeah, it's a very strong lineup, even though it's all changed. On the bench, Olsen, Cash, Konza, Torres, Dean, McGinn, Kamara, Rashford, and Ramsey. And Neil is there. I can't hear him, but he's there. Hello. No, can't hear him.
Able to hear me?
Thoughts?
No.
There's a lot of change. Garcia in for Cash. Two centre halves are changed. Konza and Pau drop out. The whole back four changes because Matson comes in for Luca Dean. Onana starts alongside Tielemans in that holding role. And then Asensio, Malen and Rodgers behind Watkins. Very interesting lineup. And I have to say I wasn't expecting that many changes today. Neil, I don't know if you've managed to find your voice.
No, I should be. Everyone should be able to hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Brilliant. Yeah, look, I didn't expect all those changes. I certainly didn't. I didn't expect Ezri Konsa to be rested. I didn't expect Kamara to be rested. But once again, we can't like my viewpoint on this is we can't sit here and say what a brilliant squad we've assembled and what a brilliant bench we have in Team Sheet Tantrums. And I know you're not saying this, and I don't know what in the comments is, but if anyone sees it on Twitter or any place like that, we can't keep on saying we've assembled a brilliant squad, and then when we make changes, give out about the changes. Now, are we? Is it what? Is it maybe too many changes all at once? Well, we'll see. We'll see in 2.5 hours time. But for me, every single one of those players out there are worthy of a start for Aston Villa Football Club, and it's I'm excited to see Desassi and Mings together. I think they're a good partnership to play up against Chris Wood. I'm excited to see Garcia and Matson. I'm excited to see Onana playing there beside Tielemans, two players that we know are familiar together. Obviously, we're going to see the customary Asensio snapshot in the middle of the box, and everyone's going to get excited whether it goes in or not. So it's great to see him there. It's great to see Daniel Malen in there after his goal, and I think people have been looking to see what Malen would look like from the start as well, and he's going to be playing off that right hand side. But Rodgers back in his preferred left and Asensio through the centre, all behind Watkins as well. So it's 9 changes from the team that played during the week, and 8 changes, should I say, from the team that played during the week, and they're 8 bloody good changes to be able to make.
I'm here typing the team here, and it's taken me longer than I expected because of the change. Everybody,
you're grand, and on the bench as well. Look, gone are the days of 2 goalkeepers in the bench as well. We do have 5 subs that we can bring on. I would imagine, that we're going to utilise those 5 subs as well today. Try and keep everything turning over and fit for PSG during the week. But historically, we would have said, oh, he's changing the team. He's not taking this game seriously. He's focusing on PSG. But that's before you see the quality that we have in the bench, the quality we have when we've got a full fit team. Saying that, Bailey carrying a knock, he's not in the squad. Barkley obviously coming back, he's not in the squad as well. They're 2 players that, when you look at that bench there, neither of those 2 players are getting in that bench. And we still have those guys in reserve, along with Lamar Bogard, along with some of the other guys that have helped us out over the course of the season. So it's massive plus point to be able to make these changes. And will he be proven right? Time will tell. In 2.5 hours' time, we'll know. And but the one thing I do say here, and the one thing I always look to when we make this amount of changes, is what's the centre half partnership, and that's something I'm going to be watching with keen interest today, because they're two big, brutish, strong men in Disasi and Mings. Disasi can obviously play the ball, and we know Mings is very good at playing long balls as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they face up against Chris Wood. It's going to be interesting to see what their understanding is of each other in that centre half partnership, and it should be pretty good now, given that Disasi's been here over 12 weeks now, or 8 weeks at least anyway, and there's going to be latent pace on the wings between Matson and Garcia as well. So yeah, that's really the only area where I would say it's not an untested partnership between Disasi and Mings, but it's a partnership that we need to be right today, because we know if Forest score first, they usually go on to win a game this season, and we can't have them score first. So they need to come out of the blocks straight away. And there is no Chris Wood. I don't think there's any Chris Wood as well. I was just trying to get the team up there for Forest. So let me do that while you're still typing the Villa team. I've gotten a message to say that there is no Chris Wood on the Forest team. But
I've literally had to change all the team and all the subs except for Martinez, Olsen, and Rogers are the only survivors.
It's a welcome break from same team, same subs.
Isn't it just? It's absolutely incredible that we're talking this way.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So let's click on this lad over here. Oh, that would be handy if I was clicking in the right screen. So let's click on this lad over here. So he's got the team laid out as such. Morato, Murillo, Milenkovic and Williams. I don't think that's how they're going to set up. They're going to set up with a three at the back, and Murillo, Milenkovic and Morato with Williams on the left, I would imagine, and Ryan Yates playing that right wing back role. They're probably going to have Anderson and Dominguez in there like that, all right, and then it's going to be a pick 'em choose 'em up top with Alanga playing up top, and then Hudson-Odoi and Morgan Gibbs-White both playing up top, and then let me just check to see that actually is the team. Yeah, it is the team. So I think that there'll be a lot of rotation between those guys at the top. No Chris Wood on the bench either as well. Their bench is made up of Miguel, Sangare, Toffolo, De Silva Moreira, Silva, Soso, Danilo, Bolly, and Abbott. So the attacking intent that they have, like there's no Awani on the bench either, unless my eyes are playing tricks on me. So they don't have a recognised striker. They're playing away from home. I said before that they were going to come out and go and try and win this game on the counter-attack. I think very much so they're going to try and win this game on the counter-attack here. And Villa have to have their skates on straight away from the off. We can't let Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White and Alanga interchange in the top areas of the field. Somebody has to stand down on Elliot Anderson, who is turning into a fantastic player. Really, like every time I watch him, I just go, wow, like he's getting better and better and better on a minutely basis almost. Someone's going to have to stand down on top of him, stop him from doing his work in that sixth position. And, we're going to need to run around those three centre halves, those big, tough, strong, good defensive centre halves in Milenkovic and Murillo and Morato back there as well. So it's not an enviable.
Neil, what do you think is wrong with poor Elmo in the comments there? What's Elmo upset over in the comments?
I don't know. We'll see what Jamie is talking. He doesn't like that team, maybe. And then look, this is actually interesting, Paddy. Let's take a look at what the guys are saying here. Long day. This is going to be long. It's going to be a long day. Alanga striker arc. We're so back. Not trying to be negative, but my God, can Taiwo stay fit for more than 5 minutes? Is that Morato left back or a 4? Williams right back? So these guys are confused. They don't seem to be too happy about it. But obviously, I think when you look at the team, there's no recognised striker in there as such. People are going to be worried if you're a fan of that team. But I'm not taking that lightly at all, because Anthony Alanga has turned into prime Yamin Lamal recently. And he's definitely capable of ruining our day. That's for sure.
And as we all know, this is Twitter. People tend to lose their shit if you're not happy with how Nottingham Forest are doing this year, or that team that's out there, given what you've come from, barely staying up to in this position. You need to give your head a wobble. Same as some of ours. From time to time, we're all capable of losing our shit, but the same negative Nellies are there or are wondering, can we play together? Like, these guys are training together day in, day out. They're being put on opposite teams day in, day out. They know everybody's strengths and weaknesses. We've changed what did I say? 9 of the 11. Only Martinez and Rogers survived from Wednesday night.
Tielemans.
That is incredible. Absolutely amazing that this is Aston Villa we're talking about. You know, we've seen teams do this over the years and just be absolutely blown away by their strength and depth. And yet here we are, exactly the same. Being able to do this, change 9 players. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, Tielemans was in there during the week as well, but it's still 8 players. But it's not bringing in eight duds either. It's bringing in 8 international quality standard players.
Yeah,
you know, so
absolutely. Yeah.
And still
there's no negative to what's going on. It's just absolutely brilliant.
Exactly, and being able to look at the team as well and make 8 changes and say every single one of them are a square peg in a square hole. You know, there's no round pegs in the square holes either. That's the beauty of this for me, is like sneaky squad assembly that was done is now paying dividends. But saying that, you know, we have had tricky times this season. And if you have the horses in the stables, you're going to need to run them at some stage. Being a Grand National Day, let's just hope we don't fall at the first fence, which I don't think we will. I'm very positive about this. After seeing both those lineups, I'm really positive. I think Nottingham Forest are going to be more. I think Nuno is going to go back to Wolves style Nuno of being really defensive and being ultra counter attack focused today. And it's going to be up to Villa to break them down. And I'm going for, and sorry, I do have to leave a small bit early again. I need to be gone from here about 25 to. So I'm going to go with my early prediction, guys, of Villa are going to win this one. Villa are going to win this one 2-0.
Took the word out of my mouth, Neil. That's exactly what I'm going for today. I fancy another clean sheet. I fancy us to score early and stifle them because they'll be set out to stop us. But I think we're going to score early. I think we're absolutely buzzing in the camp. I think we can score early and then hit them on the break with a second and win this 2-0. I'm absolutely sure of it. But, you know, the biggest letdown of the season so far has been that away game against Nottingham Forest for me. That really hurt me. What were we, about a couple of weeks out from Christmas? Not only did the team let us down from a winning position, PGMOL let us down with a foul on Matty Cash in the lead up to the winning goal. So let's hope we're not talking about PGMOL today, because I'm bloody sick of them at this stage. Absolutely bloody sick of them. So much so that I'm refusing to look and see who the referee is today, because I know that every game we play, we're playing against 12 men at this stage.
Yeah, Simon Hooper, I think the referee is today. I think
it's Jesus
earlier on. Yeah, if it is referee dominated today, we're going to devote a whole special show just to Paddy and PGMOL and that one, and we'll do that later in the week if that is the case. But yeah, look, as I say, popular score predictions in the comment section there, please, guys, and we'll do the rundown. As I say, I know you got to be somewhere as well, Paddy, soon. I think, are you going in to watch the game with the Limerick Lions again today?
I am. I certainly am.
Sunshine, beer garden, what more could you ask for except for 3 points? I'm not watching it with anybody. I'll be watching it with 2 kids crawling over me on the iPads lying down outside in the sun, all right. But we will be back on with the post-match podcast anyway, definitely at roughly around 7:30 or that way. But I see some of the score predictions are coming in here already, which is brilliant. I'm going to get started, and this is Dan Downey's going for 2-0 Villa, same as myself. British Mix going for 3-1. Michael Huggins is going for 3-0. Messiah is going for 5-4. I'd love that as long as we're on the right side of that. I've no problem with us conceding 4 goals as long as we win. Junior is going for 3-0. Cadu is going for 3-1 Villa. Richie Ryan's going 3-0. David Dwyer is going for 2-1. Dickie's going for 1-0. Lorraine is going for 2-0. Ozgerm is going for 3-1. Gary, you can't wait to see the back of Watkins. Brendan Walsh says Watkins to score, Rashford to score from the bench, 3-1 Villa win. Greg is going for 3-1 as well. Jake's going for 2-1. Garrett McDonough is going for 3-1. Jonathan Kinsella is going for 2-2. C-Line is going for 3-1. 1-0 says John Steele. Glenn is going for 4-0 today and thinking he's off his rocker. I think I thought I was off my rocker going for 2-0 because Villa, only what 3 short weeks ago, that would have been mad to say Villa would have kept a clean sheet, but we've kept 4 in a row in a row in all competitions, so hopefully we can keep that going today. 3-1 says Big Matthew. Lily is going for 3-0 victory as well. Techno Obliterator is going for 2-0. Stuart is going for 3-0. Jur is going for 2-0. Villainous Celt is going for 3-1. Brendan McDonough is going for 2-1. Audrey is going for 2-0. Richard Park's going 5-3. Mike Kane is going 4-3 Villa. 3-2 says Cat Cannon. That was my initial prediction earlier on in the week. That was what I thought it would be. But I'm going with, I don't know, I just have a better feeling about it today. RA Venture is going for 2-0. 3-0 says Tyra. Dennis is going for 1-0. The Nine Stripes villain is going for 2-0. And very last, Cat Cannon's changed it to 0-0. So you went with 3-2 and now 0-0. So it's one of the two. We'll give you both of them if they come in. If whichever one comes in, you can have it. Yeah. So look, I think there's optimism today, and I think there should be optimism today. We're on a good streak of games. Forest injury bug. They've had a really, really, really settled team all year. This team is still incredibly settled that they've got out here too. They have been the team that have been least hit by the injury bug, but 2 strikers out and no recognised 9. Villa need to not fall for that as a false sense of security, and they need to play to our strengths. Get a goal early would be my my tonic for this one for sure. And if that was the case, I think Villa should have learned from the last game and should be able to protect out a lead and not go and squander it in the final minutes. But it's all to be played for over the next 2 hours or so.
And you say no recognised striker, but obviously we run the risk of Alanga running at us like he did during the week against Manchester United, and we've conceded many goals like that. So let's not let that happen. Great strong team out. I'm super optimistic about this, but as we know, that has a habit of biting us on the ass. But that's fine. We're allowed to be optimistic the same way we're allowed to be pessimistic.
Absolutely.
We're on the crest of a wave. Let's hope that wave continues into tomorrow, because with Bournemouth and Brighton both behind at the moment as we speak, that is just great news.
I haven't seen anything. Sorry, I hadn't seen anything at all.
Crystal Palace are beating Brighton and West Ham are beating Bournemouth, both 2-1.
Whoa, because I know Bournemouth were up 1-0 at one stage. That's interesting. Yeah. So look, we'll be watching in from the outside, knowing what we need to do. This is the most important game of Villa season so far. It keeps us in the Champions League hunt. Lose this, and it's an awful lot. We pretty much need to win every game that we've left this season. Then I would say to get into the Champions League if that is the case. But just go win this today, lads. Just don't be avenge the last game. Is what I would say. Sorry, I'm distracted here as I forgot to link us in. Oh, is Stato not going with a stream today? Oh, maybe he isn't. That's a shame. I was going to link us in there so that we could throw you over to Stato's watch along. So I think that's going to do it, Paddy. I'm going to let you get your lift into Limerick so you can go and watch this game. I'll join you, everybody, here for the post-match podcast afterwards. I'm sure if we win 6-0, Paddy will come on with a pint in his hand, but there's no, you don't have to, you don't have to afterwards. I'll hold the fort, and hopefully you guys will join us again for that at right on the final whistle, and we'll be talking about an Aston Villa win. But in the meantime, go outside and enjoy the sun if you're in Ireland or in the UK, and stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.